are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So it looks like Cardi B is calling out artists that are using bots. Okay, this is what she had to say on Spaces.
Just remember when everybody used to pile up on us? Even pop artist fan bases used to pile up on us. It was just so hard for us in every single app to mark our stomping grounds and everything. But one thing about us, we always stand on our own. There's a lot of fans, whatever, that never turn on me, that never persuaded to follow another bitch or anybody else shit. And on top of that, always put numbers on the board, organic numbers. No fucking bots, no nothing. Everybody always get called for bot everything. You never hear no bot shit over here. This is Barty Gang for real. This is Barty Gang. This is my fans. This is my loves. Shout out to us. We really do the damn thing. Billboard always changing rules. This year was really hard to sell fucking records and shit. We did the damn thing. And it's yo, I love my family. It's this is my family. It's I really love y'all. Thank y'all. I'm really appreciative to y'all. I'm thinking to myself, it's yo, we the fucking shit.
Now, allegedly, fans are saying that Cardi B is shading 21 Below Average because there's been a lot of speculation that 21 Below Average is using bots. He was predicted to sell 53,000 first week, but then it magically in a few days went up to 90 to 100K that he will be selling for his album, and his streams are decreasing on every platform. But we'll get to the final first week sales in the video later on. So a lot of people feel like she's shading 21 Below Average, and allegedly she was supposed to be on 21 Below Average's album. Maybe Scratch Off said not to put her on the album because she did call Scratch Off a coochie, and Scratch Off is dating 21 Below Average. Some fans are saying she's also shading the Fifi record because allegedly, it hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but allegedly the Fifi certification has decreased. I believe Fifi was almost diamond or close to diamond, and now somehow is only going to sell it. Well, is only certified for 5 million. But this is technically all allegedly because, a lot of people are able to fake posts on social media, but their certification, for whatever reason, is showing 5 million. I'm like, how is it 5 million when it was just diamond or almost diamond like a year or two ago? So that is a little bit suspicious to me, in my opinion. But I never thought the day I see Cardi B talk about an artist using bots or PÄY0LÄ. It's like we living in the twilight zone. We got Cardi B talking about PÄY0LÄ. Yikes. That's not good. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat, unfortunately, is getting clowned because even though she's on a world tour, her streams have been decreasing on PÄY0LÄ. Okay, she done seen a 9 to 8% decrease in streams, even though she's on a world tour, unlike Tyler, who's been, topping the charts. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Here's my thing with Doja Cat. I don't think it has anything to do with the tour. It has nothing to do with Tyler. The music, people don't really care for. And I think also Doja Cat did a lot of antics with her fans. She did a lot of back and forth with the fans. She started getting cocky because she was always going number one, or she was always topping the charts, going top 10, going top 5. And I think, no shade, it goes to a lot of these artists' heads when they're on top. Okay? It does. I'm sure she was seeing the streams on PÄY0LÄ, that PÄY0LÄ she was getting. She was like, I'm that bitch and nobody's going to take me out. But a lot of artists take themselves out. Okay, a lot of artists self-sabotage, and I feel like Doja Cat's one of the artists that did self-sabotage her career by being a little bit too cocky. And then V, even though I feel like there's a lot of hits on V, people are not interested in the 80s sound that's been done before. I think that she's definitely going to try something different or go back to the Planet Her era in 2027. But I also feel like Doja Cat gotta, calm her ego down. Now, moving on from that, Ice Spice said that her dream collaboration is Queen Bee. She said, I like to make a song with Beyonce. As a kid, I looked up to people like her. Interesting. I thought her dream collaboration was... But anyway, child. With that being said, Ice Spice, you're fucking delusional. Beyonce not giving you no damn collaboration. Now, I can see you possibly getting a sample, because Beyonce does allow artists to sample her music. She allowed 5 Foreign, Musty Walker, and several other artists to sample her music. But her being on a song with you, you're delusional. Okay? You don't even have no hits currently out. Okay? And you fell off. You fell off as an artist completely. You're more known for wearing provocative outfits at SpongeBob premiere movies. So you just living in La La Land. So I'm sick and tired of Ice Spice and her delusionalness. You're not getting a Beyonce collaboration. Not in this lifetime. Okay? Unless you signed to Devil Nation. I don't think Devil Nation would really want you right now because you unpopping. You're not popping right now. You're a trash artist. And on top of that, you don't have no hits, so it would be kind of pointless. Now, moving on from that, a lot of fans are saying that Olandrïä is shading Chëlly because she did an interview for Glamour magazine, and she did the whole photo shoot with Nick and everything, and she said this in one of her interviews that she did.
About public breakups.
Not a fan of public breakups. I feel like y'all are two adults, settle things in private, and there's no need to broadcast anything, Just move accordingly.
Now, recently Chëlly announced that her and Ace broke up publicly. I believe it was on page 6. She announced that. Then, she made a few posts on X saying how, she shouldn't have put her and Ace's business out on the streets. Now, here's my thing about, the whole situation. This interview was allegedly done in October and November. So it's not like it's recent, okay? So I don't think she was shading Chëlly, but I'm pretty sure she probably looking at Chëlly a little sideways like, girl, you did not have to make that public announcement like that. And then on top of that, Ace was running his mouth saying how he thought Olandrïä and Nick's relationship was fake, but him and Chëlly doing PR stunts. Who announces a breakup and then say, oh, we want to handle stuff in private like 3 business days later? Like, that's corny. If that was anybody else, y'all would be dragging it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why Chëlly is getting a pass for that. No shade. But I definitely don't think she was really shading Chëlly. I think she was just speaking generally. Now, 21 Below Average is receiving 100,000 lashings, which is more than what his album did first week. Originally, he was predicted to do 53,000 first week, but then they were saying that he was going to do 90,000 first week because there was an increase in streams. Allegedly, that wasn't completely true. Now, it has been officially reported that 21 Below Average mixtape, album, whatever you want to call it, What Happened to the Streets, has done 73,000 first week. Okay. And also that around 37,000 per album sales were filtered from 21 Below Average's What Happened to the Streets. So they filter his album sales because he was trying to finesse the system. Okay. Probably got a little bit cocky due to the new Billboard rules. But here's my thing with 21 Below Average. Whether you did 100K, 53,000, 40,000, the album as a whole is not that great. Okay. But I will say that Scratch Off killed her verse in the Pop It song that they did together. I think, in my opinion, Scratch Off verse was the best thing on the album, and that's sad to say, considering that he had Champagne Thickums, Metro Boomin, Gorilla. He had all these different features on the album, and the album wasn't even that great. So, in my opinion, I feel like you using bots wasn't going to change the fact that the album is trash. So, that's just my whole thing on 21 Below Average. Like, you making hip-hop look bad. You got Cardi B, out of all people in the world. You got Cardi B calling out the bots. That's not good at all. Okay? When Cardi B start talking about bots, you know that we in the apocalypse. Okay? This is not good, because there was a time where Cardi B was considered a bot user or a PÄY0LÄ user. Some people may feel like she still uses it. You know, that's up to people's personal, perception of her. But the point of the matter is, you're making hip hop look bad in general. You, Young Thug, Lil Baby, y'all need to stop. Now, it has unfortunately been reported that David and Victoria Beckham unfollowed estranged son, Brooklyn, who is 26, as he revealed he will be spending Christmas with his wife, Nicola, billionaire's parents, amid family feud. Now, one of the other sons, Cruz Beckham, the sibling, said that this is not true. He said, "My mom and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the facts right. They woke up blocked as I did." Okay, so the Beckham family is currently beefing. Now, if you're wondering, how did the beef start? Well, word on the street is that David and Victoria Beckham do not agree with the fact that their son has married Nicola PÄY0LÄ, or PÄY0LÄ, or whatever her name is, even though she is a billionaire's daughter, and they feel like Nicola is controlling their son, Brooklyn, allegedly. That's what the streets are saying. So this caused the rift. Okay, they feel like their son is being controlled. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Here's my thing. I feel like Brooklyn should still try to have a relationship with his parents. Okay? Because at the end of the day, what happens when you get divorced? Or if that relationship falls apart? You ain't gonna have nobody. And then they gonna come around and say, "Oh, I told you so." Because let's just be honest. In Hollywood, marriages and relationships really don't ever really last like that. It never does. Okay? The divorce rate is high, but it's very high in Hollywood. Okay? So I feel like it makes no sense to shut your parents out. Mind you, you wouldn't even have the Beckham name if it wasn't for your father. You were able to meet billionaires and get with billionaire daughters because of you being David Beckham's son. Okay? That's basically all that is. Okay? You better be grateful and thankful that you're able to have the family name, because you've gotten opportunities using the family name. So to try to shut them out and act like you don't need them because you with a billionaire's daughter, what's going to happen if that relationship fall apart? So I feel like that's kind of fake, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But, this is all technically speculation. This is what they're saying in the streets. That is the reason why they're beefing. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Do you feel like Brooklyn is in the right? Do you feel like David Beckham and Victoria Beckham are in the right? If this is the reason why they're falling out because of the wife, I think that the parents are in the right, because at the end of the day, all people really have nowadays is family. You can, have issues with your significant other, your family gonna be there, right? Your significant other, they might not be around all the time. And if you guys run into issues, you're going to run to the family. That's how it usually goes. So I feel like Brooklyn, he need to pipe down, okay? And if I was David Beckham, I'd be like, okay, get your own opportunities. Don't ask me for help when it comes to that career. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya, 50 Cent, and Diddy on Patreon. Link will be in the description. I hope you guys have a great day.